Hi, my name is Al King and I'm the Global Brand Director. I've been working closely with the development team in Kiev on the look and feel and the sort of positioning and the creative direction of the game. Any game that we're going to do is going to have certain things about it that are always going to be there. The first is they're always going to be free to play. The second is they're always going to be team based, and the third is that they're going to be arena based battles. So all of those things are true of World of Tanks, and all of those things are true of World of Warplanes as well. The best way to think about World of Warplanes is World of Tanks, but in the sky. It's 15 against 15. We've got the German, the Russian, and the American lines in there. Fairly quickly, we'll be adding Japanese and British too to Warplanes. And in the same way that you work from the first tier up to the 10th tier, and you explore the tech tree as you gain experience, you're effectively telling the history of aviation. Our planes start from the 1930s and go right the way through until the 50s, around about the time of the Korean War. For many people, this would be considered to be the golden age of aviation. So whether you like the British planes, the Russian planes, or the American planes, you'll be able to effectively chart the history of, say, American aviation from the 30s right the way up until the 50s and see how the technology evolved from like biplanes up until fast jets and the beginning of the modern era. So we're really excited about the fact that we can use this, build on the success of World of Tanks and take this kind of concept into the skies. If tanks are about power, then planes are about speed. So one of the things we've had to do is make the maps bigger to accommodate the planes, but then also in the interests of gameplay, we've had to do two things. Slow them down a little bit to make it manageable, and also simplify the flight interface. You know, planes are quite difficult things to take off and land. We start in the air, and if you're successful, you'll end up at the end of the game still flying. But you don't have to worry about takeoff and landing. We've simplified the interface to make it very easy to fly quite quickly and even pull off some basic aerobatics while still, of course, firing at your opponent. And if you want to play the game like World of Tanks and just use the WASD key and the mouse, then you can do that, and it's very easy. So feedback's been good. Obviously, we'll have a lot more feedback at the end of the beta, and fingers crossed, we're on schedule to go live in spring of next year. Yeah, I think they are. Our kind of sweet spot, as you probably know, is World War II. So yes, we tell the story of tanks and planes from, you know, before the World War II era, and then we go a little bit past it. But the sweet spot is World War II, and I think that's for a number of reasons. One is, you know, one of the few good things that comes out of a war is an incredible acceleration of research, development, engineering, and you know, technological innovation. And so there is an amazing amount of very cool tanks and planes that kind of like are associated with that era. And the second is that, you know, even for the younger generation, there's something that period of history, you know, it has such an effect on like our collective conscience and our cultures that there are still stories to be told there that, you know, still haven't come out on either film or in books or been told to camera by the people that actually saw it. So it's just a very evocative and powerful piece of history from both a period of time from both the historical and the technological point of view. And so that's our focus for now. You know, who knows? In 5 years' time, when we've finished rolling out World of Warplanes and World of Warships, and we've maxed out where we can go with vehicles from that era, we might look at a more modern era. And you know, depending on how we're feeling at the time and what our players want, then that's an option we have. But for now, the focus is still very much, you know, 20th century. Absolutely. So, you know, we've got like over a million people queued up to join us, and we're just going to widen the accessibility point and the funnel to get in as many as possible. And yeah, we're gradually building towards this kind of spring release date. So we will definitely have tens of thousands of those, if not hundreds of thousands of those, kind of like, you know, already signed up and playing by the time we go live. So yeah, it's an exercise in crescendo, and we're at the beginning of the journey now, and we're gradually ramping up.